What's up, world? Kman and Gorbachev here. I'm Gorbachev.
Yep, I'm Kman.
And here we are, Week 11 NFL line spreads, picks, guesses, and analysis. How you doing over there, Mr. Kman?
Doing all right here on a Saturday evening. Ready for some games tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. Full slate of games. A couple teams on buys. Patriots, some significant ones, right?
Yep, Patriots, definitely. I don't have the whole list in front of me, but Patriots, Buffalo, Browns, Miami, Jets, Niners. So pretty much the Patriots and garbage.
Browns are all right. Missing
Yeah, I like the Browns. Like talent-wise, I like them, but they haven't really lived up to anything yet, you know.
Yeah. Well, let's get to it.
Let's go for it.
All right. What do you got on deck first?
Well, we missed the Thursday game. Obviously, already happened. Just Green Bay, Seattle, pretty good game, like on paper, and it actually, whenever they play, it's pretty good. But I guess that one already happened, so we can move on to the
Sunday, 1 p.m. We got Dallas at the Falcons.
Yep. What you got?
A bad game. I said. So for just the viewers, we do it by the home team. So that's going to be the frame of reference for the lines.
Say the team.
And I'll say the team anyway. But Atlanta, I said, is going to be a 3-point favorite. What about you?
I had Atlanta -4.
Yeah, same ballpark.
And it's where we split it. It's 3.5. So that makes sense.
It's kind of tough. I was going to do 3.5, but Dallas is playing pretty well.
I mean, they have a game. Like, a week ago, you would have said Dallas is playing terribly. And then, like, they're just tough to read.
They played 2 nice games in a row. They beat – oh, wait.
One nice – they played Philly, who sucks, apparently. Right. But they lost also at home the week before to Tennessee, I believe.
Yeah. That was – okay. So that high low on Dallas was last week against the Eagles where they played a nice game. Their D is solid. I've been saying it all season. I like their defense.
It's solid, but both these teams are like inconsistent and like unpredictable. Like they both have like great games. You're like, oh, this team is pretty good, and then you'll have games where you're like, this. I don't know why I even bother with this team. Well, they both have that.
2 weeks ago, we were saying, can we believe in the Falcons on the road? And then they went out and demolished the Redskins. Then we said last week, okay, maybe we can believe in the Falcons on the road, and maybe Matt Ryan's gotten over his shit.
Nope.
And then he lays a goose egg against the Browns. So now we're back to.
But now they're coming off a road loss in a big game at home, so it's a big spot for them, and they generally play pretty well at home. So.
That's why I could have seen it being 3.5, but because Dallas played well.
I just thought the situation, them at home, it should be just over a field goal. So I said 4, but 3.5 is the same thing to me. So I get that line. I don't feel strongly about it either way. I don't really have much of a lean.
I kind of like Dallas. I think they could come out and getting 3.5. It's 3.5.
Yeah, honestly, they're two. I feel like these teams are so hard to predict. Like, I wouldn't be surprised by any result in this game. Atlanta killing them, Dallas winning.
I feel like Dallas's defense is significantly better, and if Ozune is going to be marking up Julio, like if you take out Julio, they don't really have anyone. Like, I guess they have Hooper and Ridley, but
they have solid weapons. I mean, they're not like studs, but Sanu, Ridley, Hooper are decent. They have Coleman, Smith. Like they have solid guys that are. Their offense is good in general, like overall, and they're pretty good. And Matt Ryan splits at home and against the road. I don't have them up in front of me, but from what I remember, they're pretty significant. Like he's significantly better at home.
Yeah, I know that. I just think Dallas might keep up with them score for score, and if you're getting that extra 3.5 points, it could be a full game.
My thing is, I feel like if it's a shootout, Atlanta's going to cover. I feel like if Dallas grinds it out with Zeke, I feel like they'll keep it close. And like it depends on the type of game that comes. Like I don't have enough of. I can't really I really have a good feeling on this game. Like I don't know how it's going to play out. They're two these teams. I can't get a good read on them. You know.
It could be a grinded out game that's like even
If it is, I think Dallas
28. But
because if they can control it with Zeke and just like control the ball, not let Ryan with the ball too, like not give him a lot of possessions, like they can definitely like grind out long drives against Atlanta's defense. So if they can do that.
they're getting Zeke in the passing game too, which is nice.
What?
They're starting to throw him the ball and get him involved in the passing game a little bit.
I mean, just giving him the ball in general, he's really their only weapon. Him and Cooper, who's been decent for them, they don't have anything else.
Gallup, Hearns.
Yeah, you're
They got weapons.
You're proving my point. They have absolutely nothing. I don't know what
guys can catch the ball.
They have guys that stand out there that are allegedly wide receivers in the NFL. I guess you can call them that.
I'd take.
You're really trying to tell me Dallas's weapons besides Zeke and maybe Cooper are okay. Really, you're gonna say that?
They're okay.
I don't know. You might lose some credibility, but go from that. It's you're entitled to an opinion, even if it's wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
You would take Julio, Ridley, and Hooper.
I would take Atlanta's weapons over Dallas's.
Hooper, Hearns, Gallup, and Cole Beasley.
I would take overall Atlanta's weapons over Dallas's. Dallas obviously has the best weapon in Zeke, but overall as a unit, Atlanta's weapons are clearly better in my opinion. But
all right, it should be a good game.
It should. No, I mean it could. It also I could see a blowout too. I really have no idea how this one's going to play out. I don't feel comfortable.
Well, that's why they played the game, and that's why they put the numbers out there.
Well, and that's why I lay off games I don't know.
We'll see. I like Dallas getting 3.5.
All right.
All right. Next, Cincinnati at Baltimore. What'd you have?
So this one. The line wasn't out for a while. I'm not. Have you?
Oh wait, let me say I made my line assuming Flacco's doubtful, but not knowing who the starter's going to be.
Well, that's what I was. I was in the middle of that, but I mean.
That's why I wanted your number.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really. I kind of had this line. I had it -3.5, not really knowing what was going to happen, and I'm not. Do we know? What happened? Have they announced anything yet or no? I haven't seen anything.
I mean, they announced Flacco is doubtful.
Okay, so so we still don't even know if it's going to be RG3 or I guess probably Action Jackson.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean I'll stick with it. I mean, I'll say Balti -3.5. What do you got?
Even with either of those two guys starting?
Yeah.
Wow. I had Baltimore +2.5.
All right, let me.
Because I would like Dalton is a huge upgrade over either of those guys, and Bengals.
No tape on them. Like I have no idea what to expect from. I mean, RG3 there's tape on. I don't know what to expect from.
They're at home, but I don't know how you can make them a favorite. Like I made it 2.5 because.
Cincinnati's playing really poorly right now. I mean, I don't know how you can make them a road favorite either.
Because the quarterback is so important, and I mean, they had one bad game. They've been playing all right this season.
They lost AJ Green, and their defense is on pace to break the Saints' record for the worst ever defense. So I wouldn't say I feel overly great about them right now.
It's still a divisional game, and
saying can't make them a road favorite. And like Baltimore has obviously been struggling, but earlier on in the year they were playing really well. Ignoring quarterback, I don't even think Joe Flacco is that great, to be honest. I think he's been obviously declining, and he's not that good overall. Either way, the line that I see up right now, I don't know what this is. I guess assuming Flacco's out, not that he's a huge upgrade over anyone. They have Baltimore -4, so I guess I was closer than you.
Even right, like today, the line's -4.
Right now on Pinnacle, it says Baltimore Ravens -4.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Baltimore's defense is solid. I think Baltimore's a better overall team than Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati started hot and they've kind of declined a lot. I don't think Dalton's great. I think he's mediocre. I think he's an okay quarterback, and I think AJ Green out obviously hurts a lot. It makes Boyd like Boyd's good, but I don't think he's like
I
when
don't
he's
think you might not be
like
a wide receiver one to carry like that team.
exactly when he's the go-to guy. Like it's a lot of pressure. Like I don't think he's that good a receiver. I think he's solid, especially as a two. He's very solid. But again, like their offense has been struggling. Mixon got a little banged up. I think he's fine to play, but he's not. He obviously had something happen at practice. Their defense is atrocious. So overall, I think Baltimore's a better team. So I'm not at home. Like they got to be favored at least. So I thought a field goal, and I just bumped it a little because I thought they were slightly better. But again, it's tough to know what's going to happen with some. I don't even know who's playing quarterback for them. But again, Flacco's not great, so I don't see how it's a huge downgrade or anything. Like he hasn't been good the last 4 or 5 games, anyways.
Flacco, yeah. Baltimore's really looked pretty bad the last like game or two, though. I mean,
Both
their
these.
defense wasn't even playing that well either.
Well, the last 3 or 4 weeks, Baltimore's been awful, but Cincinnati's been very bad too. So if they were a home, if Baltimore was a home dog against the Cincy playing right now, I think that's an easy pick. This one right here, I don't feel great about either way. Again,
I just can't see laying 4 points with RG3 or Lamar Jackson. Like
Jackson's like
pretty good down the road.
He's unknown. He can be like it's tough to prepare. There's no tape on him. He could come out like obviously I don't know if he can be overall good in the league long term, but I don't see why against a really bad defense he couldn't be like a tough guy to like game plan for. They have no idea what kind of stuff they're gonna run with him. You know what I mean? Like they could do a lot of weird things that they haven't seen before because he's like a very like he can do a lot of different things. Obviously not the best thrower of the ball I've ever seen, but
they're also saying John Harbaugh is like on the hot seat, so I don't know how that's going to factor in. Are they going to like play for him? Or are they going to like not be into this? Like,
I feel like Harbaugh overall has been a very good coach, and I feel like a lot of the vets there like him a lot. So I don't see why they wouldn't like.
Yeah, I think it's kind of unfair. Also,
I don't think they give up on him or anything. I think he's been a really good coach there for a while. He's done a lot of good there. He is on the hot seat again. I think Baltimore wins the game, but I don't even know who's playing quarterback, so I don't
if
really.
Flacco was playing, I probably would have made it. I could see like 3.5, 4.
But do you think Flacco's that good?
No, but he's just way more experienced, and there's like the main quarterback on the team.
You really know that's gonna play out. Like you don't know what's gonna end up happening with an unknown. You know what I mean? It could be terrible. It could be like we don't know how to prepare for him. Like it could really go either way.
Yeah, so it's a tough game to take. If
definitely, there was no line for this for a while, I guess, because they didn't really know. So I mean, I don't know. You're right. It's tough to lay 4 with an unknown quarterback, but again, since he's playing pretty shitty too, and Dalton's not huge, amazing by any means either.
Right. So should be an interesting game, but we'll see. I won't. I'll be surprised if the Bengals don't step it up and come back to play a little to rebound off that embarrassment.
I mean, like I think I mentioned this the last couple weeks. Almost every week, I liked Cincy early in the season. I thought they were undervalued, and then, like I said, after a few weeks, I think they got a little overvalued. Like people thought they were like, "Oh my God, Cincy's for real. They're a playoff team." And then like their D is falling apart. Their offense isn't even as nasty as like it was playing really well because they had Green, Mixon. They had some good guys there. Green's out, Mixon's
Mixon's pretty banged up too. So
yeah, so it's definitely both. Like their D has been very bad, and their offense has been maybe average. So they aren't playing great either. So I don't know. It's a tough game, like you said. Good divisional game, but a bit of a wild card there. So it's kind of tough to make a good call either way on it. To me,
agree. All right, so you got Panthers at Detroit next, 1:00 in the Dome in Detroit. I had Detroit getting 5.5. I may have undersold that though. I think it could be higher. What did you say?
Really? I had Detroit +3.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's a little between. It's 4. So I mean I'm not shocked. I guess I was a little low in retrospect. Detroit's playing terrible. I just don't completely believe.
Panthers kind of an unknown. They were looking okay this year, pretty good.
But I'm like they're just weird. Like
it's the Steelers.
Yeah, they just. I mean, again, they've kind of taken care of business against bad teams, and Detroit seems to be that. So it's a good chance they win this game. But again, it's on the road, and Detroit's another one of those teams that are kind of weird. Like I don't know how they killed the Patriots, right? Was that at home?
Yeah.
Either killed the Patriots. Like they
That
have
was a motivation game, though.
What?
That was a special motivation game for Matt Patricia.
Yeah, because he was out there playing.
They were playing for him.
Yeah, because they love him.
They do.
Oh, I didn't know you were friends with him. You talked to all of them. Why didn't you give me a heads up?
They went out for that. I told you that game they were going to go out and smash them.
Yeah, because you're friends with all the Lions.
Yeah.
Okay,
They're
nice.
my boys.
Cool, man. Nah, I'm just fine. But
But I would say, what was I going to say? Oh, the Detroit. I think they're not as bad as they've looked, though. Like the final scores. I don't know. Are the final scores misleading? Like the Bears game is closer than it really looked, or like other games, like they just are that bad, or are they actually like okay? They just played some tough teams.
no, I think they're pretty bad. Matt Stafford's look bad too. Like they're just not doing anything offensively. They kind of traded Tate. That probably he was like a leader in the locker room. I feel like he's been like a vet there for a while.
Marvin Jones is out now too.
It just I don't. They have like no. Galladay wasn't even doing much of anything until this week, even after Tate left. I just their D is not good. Their offense has not been good.
This could be a high scoring game too.
Honestly, like I don't completely believe in Carolina, but they're better than Detroit. I can tell you that much.
McCaffrey's probably going to go off. Cam could.
I kind of like Carolina. Off a long week, off of a blowout, like embarrassed, like they got us, like they're probably pissed about getting killed. I just think they're better than Detroit again.
Yeah, so why? That's why I was curious. Why isn't this line like 6 or 6.5?
Because I don't think everyone believes in Carolina completely, especially after seeing last week what happened. But I do kind of think Carolina is a better play. I don't feel great about it, but I think Carolina's better.
Points right now?
What?
The line's 4, you said? My guess was 5.5, but the line's 4?
Yeah, and I had 3, so I guess I was a little closer, but I
would take Carolina in that game, but it seems a little weird.
It is a little weird to me too, but I think I'd take Carolina, but I don't feel not like crazy. I don't feel super strongly about it.
It's also the NFL. You got to feel like teams will revert a little bit to the mean, and like Detroit has to play better, and they're back at home, like getting points.
You have to kind of look at the team as a whole. Like unless you think Detroit's just better than they played, which I guess you can have that opinion, but I haven't seen any evidence to really. Besides that Patriots game, I haven't seen Detroit look good in much of anything this year.
Vegas hasn't either. That's why they made that's why you think they make the line like higher, 5 or 6.
I apparently thought it would be lower. I thought they'd be at least a field goal favorite on the road. Yeah. Just thought it was a road game, and Carolina isn't amazing in my opinion either. Like their defense is not. It looked terrible last week, but I think they still are better than the Lions in mostly every aspect.
Right. So I think it's a little weird. I would be kind of weary of Panthers, but I would probably.
I think the only thing that makes me hesitant is just like them on the road. Like, but they do have. I don't know. I think if I had to take something, I'd take Panthers.
Yeah, I don't know. I could take the Panthers probably, but I won't be surprised if like Detroit wins that or something. Weird.
I'd be a little surprised, but I mean they could win. They're at home. They haven't looked good at all in a while, so I don't have faith in anything I've seen from them.
Yeah. Next game, pretty good game actually. Tennessee Titans at the Colts.
Yeah, good game.
I was really struggling to make a guess here. You can go first. I could have seen either of these teams being favored, to be honest.
I had Indy -2.
Yeah, I ended up siding closer to that. I said Indy -1.
Yeah, so it's Indy -2, and I think Tennessee's been a little bit better, but Indy's at home, so I figure they should be they're pretty close in my opinion.
Like this could have easily been a pick 'em, but I mean, yeah, Colts are playing well at home. O-line's doing well. The Titans are playing well. They're coming off that big Patriots win, which I thought might make them a little overvalued, but their defense is solid too.
They have apparently the lowest, like the best defense points against wise. Like they give up the fewest points. They've been good defensively. Yeah,
they're really solid. I think I would say I would lean the Colts because I feel like Mariota may come back down to earth a little bit, and Colts offense. Like I don't know if the Titans will be able to keep up in like a higher scoring game, but I can see the Colts winning by 3 here, or at least.
Yeah, I agree. I like the Colts. I just think the Titans on the road off a big win. I think the Colts. I've had trouble with them this year. I've been back and forth. Early in the year, I kind of liked them. Remember against Houston, I was kind of high on them. Then I started to lose faith in them a little. But I think the reason they sucked a lot, like in the past, even with Luck, like he was kind of carrying them. They find their offensive line is really good now. So that's definitely helping him a lot. It helps the offense as a whole. And their defense has also improved. That they have that rookie there who's been like ridiculously good. I forgot who it was.
There's a lot of press about this week and how they haven't given up a sack in like 3 or 4 games.
The Colts.
Yeah, it's like
been over. I mean, I haven't really seen much of that, but I mean, it doesn't surprise me. They do have a very good line, and I think at home they had a nice win against Jacksonville at home, close game last week. But I just feel like their D is decent, and they're at home, and I think Tennessee is just riding a little high. I think it's a pretty even game. I just think the Colts will win at home, and I think they'll win by more than 1 or 2. So I'd take the Colts here.
Titans would be a good team to put in a teaser, though. If you're getting like a point, and then you do a 6 or 7 point teaser to get up to 7.
I don't know. I just feel like Tennessee, yeah, it's a divisional game. It's probably close, but I just feel like Indy's gonna. I just feel more comfortable with Indy. I think, not that it's easy or anything.
Is that if the line was closer to 3 and the Titans were getting 3, I would have been like all over that.
So you're saying 1 point? I mean, you have to really. It shouldn't change it drastically. I get that though. Obviously, there's a difference between 2.5 and 3.5. Big deal. But if you're changing your pick on that, you probably don't feel strongly about it either way. You should be either. You should have like an idea either one way or the other, saying, "Okay, the Colts are."
It's just such a toss-up. Like, yeah, well, that one.
If you think it's a toss-up, I thought, yeah, if you think it's a toss-up,
like I would lean the Colts, but I don't think it's like a strong. I'm not like strongly saying they're going to definitely win, but
yeah, I I'd pick the Colts. I would take them. I don't feel amazing about it, but I'd bet on them.
Colts are also what 1, 3, or 4 in a row now.
I'd have to check, but sounds about right. Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good game though.
Yeah, it is a good game.
All right.
But I'm also thinking like obviously the Colts D is decent. It's improving. Tennessee has probably a little bit better D. But Andrew Luck at home against Mariota. Like looking at that, you got to think Luck's a little better.
I like Mariota a lot, but I also love Luck.
I mean, who do you think's better, Luck or Mariota?
Luck, obviously, but I don't think Mariota's that bad. Like he's pretty good.
I don't think Mariota's really proven anything. I feel like you're a little higher on him than most people, which is fine. But I just haven't seen him really consistent. Even when they win games, he's not like doing anything amazing.
It's not that I'm high on him, and I think just people are so quick to say he's a bust already, which I think is unfair.
I mean, I think he's an average NFL quarterback. That's my opinion. For how high a draft pick he was, I guess that's why people say he's a bust. He's definitely not like a elite game-changing quarterback. So
I would say Jameis is a bust more than Mariota, obviously.
Jameis can't even start on a terrible.
Yeah, like that's worth saying. He's probably a bust. Mariota still has had rough times.
But you see what I'm saying? I don't think Mariota's terrible. I just don't think he's great either. So I think people are just looking at where he was picked. He's a Heisman winner. He was a big name. So that's why they say he's like hasn't lived up to the name. That's what I feel like you're saying. But I don't disagree with that. But I don't. It's also not saying he's terrible. It's just he's not all right. I think he's average. I think Mariota's average. You
can still prove it. All right, so another tougher game, but that was a tough game, I think. This one is kind of a shit game, but should be fun. Buccaneers at the Giants in the Meadowlands. What did you say the line was?
I had Giants -1.5.
Yeah, I made it a pick. I was thinking about making the Giants a favorite, but yeah, I couldn't really get myself. I could probably see. I probably bet they're going to be a favorite here, but I put it as a pick. What's the actual line?
Giants are -2.5.
Yeah, so it's right around there.
Yeah.
Giants look pretty good on Monday night. Finally,
people are like all over the Giants now. They edged out a third string quarterback in his second game and a team that's lost everyone to injury that's 2-8 or whatever, 2-7.
Yeah.
I don't
look. I've been saying it. They win out this division, the NFC East. They could still do it.
The Giants are not winning out. They barely beat a terrible team.
Are the Bucs a terrible team too? Like they could beat another terrible team.
Absolutely can win this game. They cannot win out. They can't beat mediocre and good teams.
We'll see. They might. Maybe their defense will start playing like they should. Their offense, they should be better than they are, really, I think.
Well, I don't know. I think So I think they have some weapons, obviously, like Barkley and OBJ are great. They just have it. Yeah, but the problem is it doesn't matter when you can't block and your quarterback sucks anyway. So that's it's like, what can you even do? Barkley hasn't even been that good the last month because he's just getting stuffed. He was somehow
just dances too much. He that Monday night game, he was going
and he's also getting hit back. He gets hit the second he touches the ball, he gets hit. He has to break 3 tackles to get back to the line of scrimmage. The guy, they don't do anything for him. He has to do everything by himself. And early in the season, he was somehow taking care of business without any help. But
this game really comes down to: are we going to get a 3-4 touchdown Fitzmagic game or a 3-4 interception Fitzpatrick game?
It's also, Eli is still terrible too. So he had his good game last week was 177 yards, and he scored 3 times, which is great. But
didn't he throw for 300 yards?
No, he had 180 yards and 3 touchdowns, I believe.
Are you sure?
No, but I will tell you right now.
Well, he had a really good game.
He had 3 touchdowns, but he had the drive at the end to win it against a below average, mediocre, I guess, Niners defense. But I don't.
188. You're right.
He did not have anything. He has not even that game. He's still not good. he hasn't been good in a while.
Well, the thing with the Bucs are they still, even though they only scored 3 points at home last week, they still ran up 500 yards.
Because they kept they drove down and screwed up at the 5 every time. They just could not finish a drive.
I also heard there's some.
Okay, their offense is okay. They have a good passing offense. It's decent. When Fitzpatrick's playing well, they have a solid passing offense. That's it. Terrible defense.
I don't know how ready they're going to be on offense. The Bucs, I'm just seeing that Todd Monken might be being courted for some head coaching roles. Purdue, maybe. Brian Brom leaves. They're saying he might go back to a head coaching job. I don't know. Maybe their offense is going to be in disarray. They might not be prepared for tomorrow.
You can, if you want to justify that picking a side, you can say, I have no idea. You could be right. I have no idea. You have no idea how well he's prepared or not. You can kind of just guess. That's fine, but
educated guess.
It's a guess. He could also try to do better so he gets a good job. You have no idea. So honestly though, if I really want nothing to do with this game. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to see anything about it. But I would take the Giants just at home, just based off. I think they have a slightly better. They have more talented players.
They still have a good offense, though. They have playmakers: Godwin, OJ Howard, Mike Evans.
Yeah, well, they both have playmakers, and I think Fitzpatrick's probably a little better than Eli. But I don't know the Giants. I think the Bucs defense is horrendous, even worse than the Giants. I don't feel great about it, but if I had to take a team, I'd take just at home. I take the Giants at home because under the field goal is nice. But I don't feel great about it. Let's just move on and never talk about this game again.
Well, it works for me. Okay, next you got Houston at Washington, Texans at Redskins. Pretty good also.
Yeah, I was a little off on this one.
This is the other one I struggle with. Wasn't sure 100% who would be the favorite.
Yeah, Washington's a weird team. I had Washington -1.5.
Yeah, I also leaned that way. I said Washington's going to be giving 2.5. What's the actual line?
So you didn't lean that way.
No. I agreed that Washington would be favored.
So you have Washington -2.5.
Yeah, is that what you said? You said Washington -1.5.
Yeah, I didn't hear that right. Okay, it's Houston's -3, so Washington's +3 at home.
Wow.
Yeah, I was
What?
off. I mean, I'm a little shocked by that. People, they don't respect the Redskins, and I mean, I don't.
They really don't.
They don't, and no matter what they've played decently well this year. Their D is good, but I guess Alex Smith's still Alex Smith, so I mean, they have that problem. But
I think I like that at home. Redskins getting 3.
I kind of like it too. I do think Houston's better, but it's just one of those situations where no matter what Washington does, like they just don't get any respect.
Seriously. I mean, Josh Norman's going to be a good matchup on Hopkins.
Yeah, I mean Hopkins is still.
And it's only Demaryius Thomas' second game with the team.
Hopkins didn't do anything. I didn't. I mean, sorry, Thomas. I think on the first drive he had 2 or 3 targets that were, I'm sure, like scripted just to get him involved. Then he didn't do anything. So I don't know how well he's like integrated into the offense yet.
They also are coming off a bye though, so that's an extra week of prep.
Yeah. So that's. I mean, I think Houston's a little bit better than Washington, but I mean, getting a field goal at home, I think Washington. I think Washington's D is solid, but I mean, Houston.
It's solid, but it's not. It was more of like a bend but don't break.
Houston,
they gave up 500 yards.
Houston
so they get the turnovers on the Bucs.
Houston's team overall is pretty good. They have a solid quarterback. They have some really solid weapons, and then they have solid like studs on defense.
Yeah.
But again, it's just on the road. It's a lot of like I take the Redskins have been solid this year as well. And
I think that's kind of a bold statement by Vegas, being like Houston, we're going to make them 3-point favorites on the road.
But it's been consistent. Last week it was a joke. The Redskins were +3 against the Bucs, and the Bucs are terrible. That was like I don't understand. Yeah. No matter what they do, they have not gotten any respect. No matter what they do, they have not gotten any respect. So if Vegas does not think they're good, regardless of whatever they do, they don't really care.
That was also coming right off of the Falcons blowout. That's why they were underdogs.
That was they had a bad game, but like they still have been solid this year. I'm not crazy about it, but I think if I had to pick, I was wrong. Like I thought Washington should have been favored at home, small favorite, I thought, but I'd take Washington with the field goal at home.
Then if that was the case, then we would be talking like, then Vegas doesn't respect Deshaun Watson and stuff. Yeah.
If it was our line?
Skins were like 2-point favorites.
That's what we thought, though. Like it should that's what it should be. Like a close-up pick 'em, but maybe Washington small favorite just for being at home.
Maybe Vegas is wrong here.
They've been wrong about Washington a couple times.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Let's see. I don't know. Maybe they won't be able to move the ball much because it's much better defense.
Slow. Let's move it along. Pitt at Jacksonville.
Pittsburgh at Jacksonville. This could be a good game. Rematch of the AFC championship game or divisional. And I like the revenge angle.
So you like Pitt regardless already?
Kind of. So, but that's a little factor into what I guess the line was. I said Jacksonville is a 3.5-point underdog.
I had Jacksonville +6.
That seems high.
It was a little high. It's +5.
Wow. I guess I undershot it.
Well, Jacksonville, what have they lost 5 or 6 in a row?
Jacksonville, they've lost 5 in a row.
So yeah, they've lost 5. I think 5 in a row.
They have Fournette back.
I know, and I think Pitt's looked amazing. I mean, I didn't see how it could be much lower than. I mean, 6 I said might be obviously a little bit high, but I thought they had to be somewhat close to a touchdown favorite. They've been so much. If you're looking at the last month, Pitt's been one of the best teams in the league. Jacksonville's been one of the worst. But again, I think Jacksonville isn't this bad. I think AJ Boye is back, which will help.
He is. He's back.
That's going to help. He's obviously very good. And I don't know. I feel like Pitt's like got to come back down to earth a little. Like I think it'll be a closer game. If it was I'd probably lean Jacksonville at home getting 5 or 6.
Yeah, I think I would lean them too, getting 5 or 5.5. But
I don't feel.
Because
I
I
don't
was kind of thinking if it was 3.5, that would be a tough. I was thinking that's why I was like the line if it's 3.5, 4 could be a tough game to pick.
Yeah, but I think it's a little high. I do, and I thought it would be 6 just based off like how everyone's playing. But if it was 6, I was good. My lean. When I made that line, I was like, okay, 6, and I think I'd take Jacksonville. But I still think I like Jacksonville with 5.
I think
I just I
even
think
whatever number Vegas put up, they're going to get a lot of Pittsburgh money this
that's
week.
what I'm thinking too. That's why I made it higher because I feel like everyone loves Pitt and Jacksonville's been bad this year, so I feel like everyone's going to take Pitt. But I think the Jags are. I like them at home. I like AJ Boye back. Fournette's back. I think Bortles obviously has been terrible, but like he has games where he's not bad, and at home, like I could see them being. I can see them keeping this game close. Like I feel like Pitt's just due to not kill someone. I don't know why. I just feel like the Jags are getting a bunch of points at home here. I'd probably lean them.
Okay, I agree. I think Jacksonville's a good lean this week, and I think Pitt comes back down to earth a little bit. James Conner's also a little banged up. I don't know.
I think he's fine though, right? He had the
I think
concussion.
Boye back is going to be pretty big for them. It's going to change.
I mean, D's been terrible, but they have talented players, obviously.
Yeah, another week, Jalen Ramsey's maybe a little healthier. So, yeah, I think that's a good pick. Yeah. All right, next one, duty game, but one of these teams is playing better. Oakland at the Cardinals. I will give you my guess. I had Cardinals giving 6.5, just under a touchdown.
Wow, jeez, man, you can. It's a lot of points for a team that's really bad. But yeah, I had Arizona -4. Obviously, I thought they're better than Oakland. And I just figured it would be over.
More than you.
What?
Not that much. 2.5 points more than you. You guys?
It has to be over a field goal. I think near a touchdown is a little bit high. Like I don't know how you could ever lay a touchdown with the Cardinals. Like have them
playing a lot better.
No, I agree. And
their offense has finally life to it.
Well, yeah, Leftwich has been a lot better coordinator than. I still think Wilkes is an idiot, though. They should really fire him. But the real line's 5.5, so you weren't that far off. It's kind of crazy to me making Arizona anywhere near a 7-point favorite against anyone. I agree, they're playing a lot better, and they're much better than Oakland. Not that that's saying much of anything. Oakland's probably the worst team in the league if I had to pick a team.
Yeah, they definitely are, and I think Vegas could have even made this 7.5, 8, and people would still bet the Cardinals.
You could not make them 7.5 point. You couldn't make the Cardinals 7.5 point favorites.
Could have gone a little higher, I think.
Over a touchdown's too high. I still do think. I still do kind of like Arizona. I think they're better, but I don't feel great laying 4 or 5 points with them either. They haven't been great by any means, but I don't want. It's similar to the Giants. Just take it.
Total stay away game. It's like you either got to go with the Cardinals or nothing. I feel like
I couldn't bet on Oakland in any situation right now, anything. But it's similar to the Giant game. It's just I think the home team's slightly better, and I'd take them and just not watch the game if I had to pick it.
Yeah, I like the Cardinals here. I think their offense is playing better. They have way more pieces on offense. Martavis Bryant's out.
He hasn't done anything anyway. Oakland, you don't need to really. Oakland has absolutely nothing going for them, so you don't really have to justify anything. Arizona at least has a decent defense. An upside quarterback.
I don't know why they're so so bad now.
Yeah, well, he has no weapons, and the coach Gruden cannot coach in the NFL anymore. Apparently, he's outdated. But
they got Brandon LaFell though.
Oh yeah, Brandon LaFell. So let's bet Oakland then.
Money. Doug Martin. Actually, Doug Martin's been quietly doing all right, doing shit there.
I have no idea how he's done because I have not seen a second of Oakland. I feel great about that, but I think Arizona's better for sure. So I mean, let's not talk about this anymore. But Arizona's better.
So that's a 4:00 game, right?
Yeah, that was the first 4.
Okay. Second 4:00, Denver at the Chargers. Interesting game.
Yeah.
A bye, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. I had the Chargers -7 at home.
Yeah, I said they were -6, and I think that's just like a pretty solid line. I can see it being a little high, maybe, but what is the actual?
It's 7. If it was 6, I'd take the Chargers. I think they're better. 7, I don't feel that strongly about. Obviously, a little tougher. Denver's lost their entire. I think their entire offensive line's like destroyed, which is not helpful. I'll
I
tell you
don't
that.
honestly. I would take Denver here, getting 7. I think this is a divisional game. Chargers looked pretty shitty last week against Oakland. Like, I mean, they still won, but other than the 66-yard,
They won by like 15.
they won by like 15 points. But they had a huge, big broken play to Melvin Gordon. Other than that, it was Oakland was kind of in it for most of the first half.
Yeah, no, I mean they didn't play well last week, but
they are a very good team. Their defense is very good.
Is Joey Bosa back yet? That guy's been out.
He's questionable. I don't think he's probably not going to play, but he's questionable officially.
He was like, they were like acting like he wasn't even hurt like in the preseason. Now he hasn't played in 12 weeks. But either way, I think the Chargers are a good team. I think their D is solid. I think their offense is very solid too. Denver lost. Like the problem is, I don't disagree like having the divisional game, but
they still have Sanders. They still have Cortland Sutton. They still have Phillip Lindsay. Royce Freeman should be back. Like, I don't see why Denver can't make this a close competitive game.
Well, I think the Chargers surprised me if they covered at all.
Dude, Denver almost they lost to the Rams by 3.
No, they played better. 7. Their defense has played a lot better the last month of the season.
Yeah.
But it's just their offensive line is like in shambles. You don't think that's going to be like a problem?
No, I mean, yeah, it's obviously not great, but they could also – Michigan just threw a pick. They could also do quick screens to Lindsey. He's super versatile. If they're getting blitzed a lot or their O-line sucks, they'll throw it out quick to Sutton or Sanders on a slant. Like, I don't know. I think they
keep mentioning Sutton like he's ever proven anything in the NFL.
What do you mean? Cortland Sutton's a good – fucking 6'4", athletic, solid. He's going to be a great receiver.
Okay. I don't know. I don't love it. I don't much have much of a lean. I'm not surprised it's a 7-point line. But
no, I'm not either. But I think I would take Denver there. Talking it through, I kind of think that's a
that's fine.
Chargers are getting a lot of love too. People are like talking them Super Bowl run.
Yeah, I mean, they were kind of before the season supposed to be that good of a team, and they have been. They started a little slow. They've been good. Haven't they won 6 in a row or something?
Yeah, I think they have. Yeah. They're like 7-2 or 7-3.
Yeah, they're 7-2 against a 3-6 Denver team. So I mean, they are better. I'll tell you that much. Cortland Sutton has 3 catches or less all of the last 5 games. So I don't know why you think he's good, but I mean I haven't really seen much of him, but I just
3 catches? What?
Yeah, the last 5 games he has 3 catches, 3, 1, 3, and 2. So
well, the last game or 2 is the one where he's finally gotten the spotlight because they traded Demaryius.
Okay, so 3 catches the last 2 games.
All right, well,
I'm just saying I don't really know anything. Like, let's see. We'll wait and see on him. I just wouldn't call him I wouldn't be like talking him up as like the reason they're gonna win or anything. But yeah, let's keep going. I don't have much of a lean. You like Denver slightly, which is reasonable in a divisional game. But let's go to the I guess the last 4 o'clock game.
Yeah, so, these are last 3 games are actually pretty good games.
Yeah, all very good games. These are probably the best games of the week.
All right, so you got 4 o'clock, Eagles at Saints.
Yep.
I said the Saints would be giving 7.5.
I had 7.5 as well.
I wanted to do 7, but I'm like, they're playing so fucking well.
They're playing too well. The Eagles are. I don't know. They just something. I can't even put my finger on it. There's something wrong with the team. Like they're just not playing. Like
they have no run game.
Well, they have a couple problems. They also lost another cornerback for ACL for the year, Darby.
Yeah. Yes. No their defense is going to be
corners either. Yeah, their defense is getting smoked, and that's not going to help. They have good players,
but any way you can see justifying taking the Eagles?
No, I agree, and that's why you have to make it 7.5, and it is 7.5, by the way.
That's the line 7.
And it makes sense. I mean, the Eagles. I wouldn't be shocked if they covered, but and I think they have like a puncher's chance of winning if they play perfect. But
Yeah, the way you justify it and say you can take the Eagles is if their offense is hitting on all cylinders and they're matching up with the Saints point for like possession for possession.
D
Which is
isn't
possible. I think that's in the range of outcomes of this game.
It could happen. I agree. I don't. And again, I want the Eagles to win. Like as I mentioned, I have them this year. I don't feel great about them at all anymore, and I don't think they're going to win this game. But they have a shot. 7.5. I don't think there's much you can do with this. To me, I don't want to lay over a touchdown just because you never like if the Eagles do play up to their potential, they have a shot to at least keep it a game. But they have not looked good. If they keep playing like they've been playing, the Saints should cover too. So I don't really feel strongly. It's a good game. Hopefully it's close. I hope it's close, but I don't really know what to do with this.
You know what, I see this one. I like a 10-point, 12, 13-point game, and then the Eagles could backdoor it easily.
They could
go for 2, get it, then they lose by like 6 or 5. Yeah.
So
I think maybe Golden Tate finally shows up too, so that's something.
He's had 1 week with the team, and he obviously was not out there a lot because he wasn't really integrated yet. But obviously, another week
the snapper's share was, but
it was I think it was like 29-30%. He was not out there a lot.
It's pretty low, yeah.
Yeah, no, and I agree. They obviously traded for him to play him, so I think you're right. I think he's going to obviously be a bigger part of the game plan this week, and hopefully that helps because they do have weapons like Zach Ertz. Alshon Jeffrey and Golden Tate is a very, very solid receiving core, and they need that because they have absolutely no running game.
What's the? I'm sure the total is pretty high on this gun. Let's make a guess on it. I want to say it is 56.5.
I have to look it up, but let me also I'll guess too since I haven't seen it.
27. What does that mean?
I'll say. Yeah, I think you're in the ballpark.
Could be 53 because they might have it as like 30 to 20.
I'll say 55.5, 56.
It could be. I think it might be lower. What is it?
I'm getting there.
Smoke break brought to you by Juul. Thank you, Juul, for sponsoring this podcast.
Or they can call us and have it done. 56. So I think we're right there. That makes sense to me.
Boom.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So over and Eagles. Nice parlay right there.
I hope so, but I'm not touching the game.
Every single person is going to tease the Saints with something, and it's going to be hilarious when the Eagles win.
I'm hoping that you're right on that, but I won't feel strong. I don't feel confident in them at all right now.
Or it like comes down to like I said, the backdoor touchdown, or like a 2-point conversion, and the Saints win by 1, and the Cheesers giving 1.5 lose. That's also possible. Yeah. Very possible.
All right, let's get to night game here.
Sunday night?
Yeah, Monday night game. Good divisional, big game. Sunday night, yeah.
Sunday night. Vikings Bears in Chicago. Another game. I was really torn on who the favorite could be. I could have seen it going either way. I ended up settling on the Bears giving a point.
Bears -1?
Bears -1, you're right.
I had Bears -2.5.
Wow, I kind of thought you were going to think the Vikings favorite. I know you like them a lot.
I do. I also like the Vikings. Money line. The Lions.
What is the actual?
Lions Bears -2.5.
Bears are -2.5.
Right. Yeah. I just think that it's pretty much a toss up, but I think the Vikings you can't give them a field goal would be a little too much. If the Vikings are +3, how are you not going to take that? But I think it's pretty even. I think they're very even teams. Both have really solid Ds overall. I think, and then both offenses have been really solid. Also,
Kirk Cousins hasn't. I don't think he's been that great this year.
He hasn't been that great, but I also don't. Mitch Trubisky's been really solid this year. I don't know if I completely believe in him. I just feel like their offense. I think
no one's giving Mitch credit. It's really fun.
I think it's similar to Goff. I don't think Goff's amazing. I think he's playing great, and I think the system really helps. And I think it's the same idea.
I still think Goff's a system QB, but
that's what I just said, and I'm saying I think Trubisky is similar.
Yeah. Do you know who their offensive coordinator is? Mark Helfrich, guy from Oregon. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Guy?
Yeah, the Ducks guy. He's their OC with Nagy.
Well, who calls the plays? I feel does Nagy not call the plays?
I don't know who calls the plays, but he's the offensive coordinator. I'm
Either way,
sure.
Nagy's a really innovative
Yeah, he's great.
So that's why I think that helps Trubisky a lot. I don't think Trubisky's bad. I just don't completely trust him yet. And I don't. He's probably even better than Kirk Cousins this year so far, but I still trust Kirk Cousins slightly more than him.
This is a huge game for the division, so this is like a massive game, a lot on the line.
Yeah,
and I love the Bears just because of the fact how injured the Vikings are. I just saw Anthony Barr's questionable. Sendejo, the Vikings D is so banged up. They are missing like D lineman. Barr's questionable. Sendejo, their starting safety is out. I think one of their cornerbacks was down. They're just like they have so many injuries. I think that's going to be a huge factor because they're not a good team without that defense. And like Diggs is banged up. He's probably playing, but he's banged up.
Yeah, I mean, I think a bunch of these guys have been out for a few weeks, but their D has
last week.
No, I don't think they're. I mean, Barr and Sendejo, I see. That's it. That when I'm just quick.
Those are two huge injuries, though. Barr and Sendejo. Sendejo's. Oh,
yeah,
wait. No, Harrison's brilliant.
I agree. They're definitely big players, but they have their defense. Obviously, coming into the year was one of the best. They still have Everson Griffin, Danielle Hunter, Linval Joseph, Sheldon Richardson.
Is Harrison Smith playing?
Harrison Smith. I don't see why. Yeah,
he's very good. Harrison Smith's really good.
My point is, those guys are hurt. Definitely doesn't help. I still don't think. I still trust their D, and I mean the Bears D is really solid also, but I don't think I think the Vikings D has been playing a lot better, back up to their standards a little bit more, and I just think they're like I think the Bears are like the up and coming team in the division, but the Vikings obviously were.
Oh, Xavier Rhodes is also banged up. He was limited in practice all week.
Is he not playing?
No, he's got cleared, but he didn't practice on Wednesday and Thursday.
I trust him enough that I don't need him to.
He was questionable.
Yeah, I still think he's enough experienced enough that he doesn't necessarily need to practice every week, every game to be all right. But or every practice. But I just think the Vikings are like
they've got so many weapons too. The Bears got Trey Burton, Anthony Miller stepping up, Allen Robinson's finally healthy.
You think
Tariq Cohen?
Yeah, but the Vikings also have Dalvin Cook, Thielen, Diggs. They have weapons also.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I just think they're going to be up for this, and I think they're going to win. But
I think the Vikings
comes back.
I think the Bears are up and coming. Like I said, I just think like those teams that are like just getting there, like they need some big game experience, and I think the Vikings already kind of have that. And I think they right now are just more prepared for this kind of like. I feel like the Bears aren't really ready to be like an elite team. I just think it takes like a year or two to be like finally get to the point where like you completely trust them. I don't think, like I said, Trubisky, I don't know how great he is. He's been solid so far, but I think as a dog, I think I take the Vikings. It's a tough game, and I wouldn't be
problem. It seems like a very public dog. Like I feel like a lot of people are going to be like, "Oh, the Vikings are getting 2.5, 3. That's like a fucking easy play."
Well, I don't know. I guess I could see that, but
that of all the games this week, I think that's probably the most public underdog.
Well, who are you going based off of?
I'm looking at all the lines. I think just what
I'm saying you're just going based off your guess of what you think people.
My guess of what the most public dog is either Houston or Vikings. Well,
Houston's a favorite.
The Monday night game too we can talk about, but we're not there yet.
Houston's a favorite.
Oh, Houston's a favorite, right? So as of now, I think Vikings are probably the most public dog.
I mean, you might be right, but I think people like the Bears too. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what people. I'd have to look at see what people are saying about it. But I think I could see the Bears winning. I just think it's. I think this is what I think. I think the game is a toss up, and I take 2 or 3 points. I take 3 points, or even money line if I had to But I think I think it's a complete toss up.
Yeah, I hear that. It should be a good game though. It's gonna be a good game. A lot on the line.
Yep.
Winner is probably going to win the division.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Monday night finale of the podcast. Great game. Moved from Mexico back to LA.
Yep.
I think I don't remember if I made the line as if it was neutral, but I think I'm good either way. But um, I had the Rams giving 2.5, and I was not really confident in that guess.
Before the move, I had 2.5. Then I bumped it up to 3 when they went back to LA. So I have Rams -3.
What's the
It's
actual line?
Rams -3.5.
See, that's why I was saying right before that, like I could see the Chiefs being a super public dog.
Yeah, I agree, and
Like,
I mean I think these are two of the best teams in the league. Again, who do you think's better?
I mean, overall,
Yeah, just overall as a team.
I don't know. I think the Rams probably slightly, but not by much.
It's tough. I think it's
because the Chiefs D is actually better than people give them credit for, I think. And that's what people say the Rams are better because they have better defense.
Well, I kind of agree with you. I just think the Rams have big names on defense, so people kind of think their defense is good just based off. You have Aaron Donald, you have Marcus Peters, you got all these big names there. Aqib Talib, who I think still hurt.
Sue.
What?
Dominican Sue.
Yeah, they got big names there. They haven't been good though. Both Chiefs, I think, and also the Chiefs D.
Chiefs actually playing well. Orlando Scandrick is like having like a.
So the Chiefs D gives up a shitload of yards, but I think it's mostly because they score 40 points a game. So they're always just like playing like teams are getting chunk yards, trying to come back on them a lot. But I agree. I think the Ds aren't as lopsided as people might think, where everyone probably thinks the Rams have a much better D. I think they're somewhat close.
I think then obviously better than Goff.
Yeah, I agree, but I think McVay's a better. I guess Reed's a really good play call. Reed's got some good plays there too.
McVay's an overall better coach. I actually think now that I think of that, the Chiefs are probably their offense is probably harder to stop than the Rams, maybe.
And Cup's out now. I think 3 with the hook. It's hard for me not to take the Chiefs.
Yeah,
it's a very even game, and I think the Chiefs. I think it could really go either way. And 3.5. It's really tough to not take the Chiefs there.
Yeah, but, I agree. 3.5.
People might also see that also, but
if 3.5 is the number, I would say I would definitely take the Chiefs. That's
but it's also your point that. I feel like wouldn't everyone kind of say you're getting maybe probably the best team in the AFC with over a field goal? It's hard. How are you not going to take that? It should be at least a close game. So like getting the 3.5, if it's like a tie game at the end, someone trying to go down to kick a game-winning field goal, you already win. So and that could easily happen. I could see that being really close at the end.
Maybe Aaron Donald just like goes off, sacks Mahomes like a bunch, and it. Like the Chiefs can get in like a 10-0 hole very quickly, and then just be forced to like really be pressured to throw. And
I don't think that's. I mean, they could do if they needed to do that. They have enough weapons that they can break those big plays. They have Kelsey, Tyreek Hill, Hunt. They can do a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
I think Watkins might be out, which isn't great, but again, Kupp's out too. So.
Yeah, you're on Cooks and Woods, but you got their rookie Higbee and Everett and Gurley, obviously. So yeah, it is kind of sketchy how
the 3.5 kind of shocks me. I said
why couldn't they make this line just 2.5 or 3?
Yeah, I really thought 3 made sense because then either way you're kind of like 3. Both sides are like if it's a field goal game, nothing. It makes sense. Giving the extra half point, that big extra half point, it's really like I said, it's really hard not to take the Chiefs. So even if it seems obvious, I feel like I'd have to take the Chiefs. You know?
Yeah, I agree. I would lean the Chiefs.
Yep.
Let's go with the best favorite plays of the week. Close it out.
The best favorites?
No, your just favorite plays, your top plays.
I mean, Mini and KC, both money line or points. It's hard not to take them. Just you're getting really good teams as 3-ish, around 3, 2.5, 3.5.
Yeah.
Underdogs, it's to me, I can't see like one of those have to at least. I like both of those.
There's a bunch of good dogs here this
Yeah,
week.
I agree. I like Jacksonville too.
Jacksonville, Washington, Dallas.
And I like those are two good home dogs. Washington, Dallas. I like a lot of dogs this week. KC, Mini, Jacksonville,
Denver,
Washington.
maybe even, I think.
Yeah, I don't like that one, but it's fine. I mean, yeah, those I'd probably take those four: Washington, Jacksonville, Mini, KC are my four dogs I really like this week.
All right, good stuff. So I think,
I also like the Colts as a small favorite too.
yeah, Colts, another good play.
Yeah, and hopefully the Eagles play well, but I haven't seen anything to expect that, so they probably won't.
So a couple good underdogs there, money line too.
Solid dogs week. You're kind of.
I know. I'm worried if they all look so appealing. How do you pick one or two?
Pick them all, man.
What might go down? We'll see tomorrow.
Yeah, well, get them, get it.
All right. Any last words or thoughts?
No, I think we covered. Those are my picks. I feel decent about them, I guess.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week. Until then, this has been Gorbachev and Kman here with the Week 11 analysis. Good luck. Crush your books. And feel free to reach out. Email, Twitter, and we're on everywhere. Good luck this week.
Good.